Hey everyone, it's me Gamerturk, and today we got more news regarding future content in Genshin Impact. We got a new event arriving next week, a new character quest coming along as well, and some minor changes to the burning concerns on some things like the resin cap with some urgent short-term solutions, with more to be done in the long term too. Now let's start with the event first. Marvelous merchandise event will be arriving on the Monday morning reset at 4 AM of your specific server, that is UTC-5 for the America server, UTC +1 for the European server, and UTC +8 for the Asian server. For the specific time in your country, just type time zone plus city and you'll get your own time zone, and then you do simple maths based on your time zone and the time zone of your own server. The event will run until the next Monday reset on the 2nd of November, and in this event you'll basically be delivering materials to an NPC. You can collect a total of 7 of these boxes or marvels, but it is not stated what's inside these boxes just yet. There are 2 key details to keep in mind. One, there is not a single mention of requiring any resin, so unlike the previous events, you'll not need to exhaust your resin depot just to be able to get some rewards. However, the event is limited to 1 box a day, but if I'm being honest, that's perfectly fine. Feels like a better limiting mechanism than using the one very limited progression item that is resin itself. And don't worry if you skip a day during the event. While you have a 1 box per day limit for rewards, if you don't open a box on a given day, your limit is carried over and added to the limit of the next day instead. So potentially, if you want, you can simply not do anything for 6 days and then return on the final day and get all the 7 boxes. So it's absolutely great to not be time pressured that way. You do need to be adventure rank 12 to participate in this event, so if you're not there yet, please do catch up. It's not hard, that is very easily achievable even for casual players who had a hard time reaching rank 20 for the Elemental Crucible event 2 weeks ago. There will also be missions added to the battle pass during the event related to the event itself, so it's another opportunity for you to boost some more ranks in battle pass that way. It's nice to see miHoYo trying to commit to a bi-weekly mini event schedule to spice things up here and there and boost some progression, but it needs to be reminded that in the grand scheme of things, the contents of the boxes themselves will dictate how well the event will be received, not the side benefit that is the battle pass progression. So let's hope they got some worthy rewards in those boxes, shall we? Second news, Mona character quest is arriving. For those of you who do not know and will be confused if I don't mention this, once you reach adventure rank 26, a new story quest unlock page will be revealed, and character-based quests start being unlocked via story keys that you earn by doing 8 daily commissions, so 2 days worth of daily tasks. However, the first unlock you get for Klee is only unlockable at rank 32, Jean at rank 34, and Venti at rank 36. Mona's story quest will be joining these chain of quests and will be unlockable at rank 38, so quite far away from the reach of the more casual players. Again, I am not a huge fan of such strict unlock requirements, which are only this strict because adventure rank is a pain in the ass to grind with current resin limits. So I am hoping these character quests will be more accessible in the future once they properly address the progression concerns with the resin and stuff. And third piece of news is the big one. First, I'd like to remind you that these are just some quick short-term solutions to some concerns rather than sweeping changes to the systems themselves. They aim to ease things up as a fast response for the more casual players, and hardcore players will likely not see much benefit from these changes. The first change is to the resin storage and the absurd amount of resin usage requirement for the weekly battle pass mission that was literally mathematically impossible to achieve without using resin recharges. The previous requirement of the weekly quest in the battle pass was that you use 1600 resin in a week, whereas with the current resin recharge rates, you can only earn up to 1260 resin per week if you optimize everything perfectly, thus requiring multiple resin top-ups to reach that 1600 requirement. This requirement is being lowered to 1200 instead, so if you use your resin regularly instead of letting it sit at the cap for long periods of time, you can mathematically reach the weekly requirement easily. The resin storage is also being increased from 120 to 160, so you can use larger amounts of resin in a single play session. However, I'd like to remind you that this does not affect the resin recharge rate itself. You can still earn up to 1260 resin per week, so it's not like you are being granted more resin through this change specifically. You can simply store up more, making long recharge periods safer to not waste any resin by reaching the cap, but you still need to use them regularly so you don't reach that cap and stop your recharge. Aside from this, which was honestly the most pressing concern in my opinion, some other changes are being planned for version 1.1. I'll quickly go through them, but I'll have a more comprehensive video about version 1.1 sometime next week. These are officially teased changes and include a key binding and controller setup function which will partially arrive and be improved in future versions instead. Additional filters for artifacts are arriving, so you can more easily search for specific benefits on specific artifacts. A new free item is coming for a personal teleport system, and items will now have character icons next to them in your inventory, so you don't need to manually check who has which item equipped. There's also a minor clarification about how shields work, which I don't think is complicated. If you have multiple shields up, just imagine you only have the most powerful shield at its value and act like the others don't exist. As all shields present take all the damage inflicted on you, it doesn't start chipping away one shield and then move on to the next. It's just one hit, all shields get damaged the same. But again, I'll talk more about these upcoming features in a separate video. We do actually know a lot about certain incoming version 1.1 contents for Genshin Impact, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to not miss any of that, and for more Genshin Impact content in the future, of course. Consider becoming a channel member or a patron to support what I do here, and of course, thank you very much to all my channel members and patrons as always. I'll see you all next time. Until then, stay cool, travelers.